Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your September 15th through September 30th, roughly, tarot reading. So, I am just going to jump right in today. I shuffled and I meditated and I drew an animal card for you, which I will read to you now. So, and I do want to say that the energy, well, let me just actually, because it relates to this. The fire ant. The fire ant. Aggression, rigid thinking, following orders. The fire ant energy flares up without us noticing. It's the force that attracts us to people and situations that feed our imbalances rather than those that counter them. Gossiping and blaming are a few indicators that misaligned fire ant energy is at play. You may also find yourself stewing on a person or situation, only making things worse. How can you break free from the drama and cool down? Fire ants are surprisingly sensitive. Don't pretend the heat isn't getting to you. When in balance, thoughtful and disciplined. And when out of balance, argues, excess heat, gossips. And to bring into balance, solo time, walks at night. So, as you've heard me say before, unless you're new to the channel, thank you. This is sort of, I look at these animal cards as sort of this overarching thematic energy to keep in mind throughout the rest of the reading. So, I just want to say that this really, this energy, even when I was meditating on your sign, there is this sort of Five of Wands energy that I'm picking up on here. So there is kind of this heat, absolutely, that fire energy. And I heard the word directive. So, so whatever that means to you, and we'll look more into that, I'm sure. But there is also this strong defensive energy here with this card. There's this defensive, so there's a sense that you're perhaps feeling defensive around one particular area of your life or one particular circumstance. And imbalances, a lot of the time, the fire ant energy sort of, when we're talking about imbalances, we're speaking sort of to that overload of fire energy, which makes sense. There's a lot of fire in the cosmos. We're just out of these eclipses, so it that makes sense. And it's just kind of how do you, what are the ways that you can balance that reactionary fire element energy that kind of can pulse through us and at times feel like it's overtaking us. Yeah, discipline, and that's one of the key words with this. When it's an energy that's working harmoniously and supportively, is discipline. So keep in mind, open to sort of the areas of your life where you can perhaps bring in more discipline. All right, let's Gemini. September 15th through September 30th. Because I'm doing this, and it's the 9th right now, so this is probably, this energy is probably beginning to become relevant now. So between now and the 30th, let's see, Gemini. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. I already shuffled this, but let's keep it. Interesting. So over here, and these flipped out together, it's a Father of Pentacles and the Mother of Swords. And they're very strongly a pair to me. So this is I just heard package deal. This is a team. This is a symbiotic relationship. So it feels supportive and very dynamic. And it's almost as though I'm looking at the strategist and then the money man. So it's almost this, what's happening, whether it's people or it's sort of just a dynamic that you're experiencing within yourself, or you're seeing reflected to you in your outside world. It's a dynamic that is navigational. So it's again, that's that directive, but it feels very navigational. So it's almost this, it's this navigational energy here. And again, strategy and fiscal resources, money man. Just keep that in mind. And then we have the Son of Wands. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Devil reversed. We have the Six of Swords reversed. And we have the Chariot reversed. We have the Nine of Swords. And we have the Six of Wands reversed. So, I just heard autopilot. So there is this feeling that whatever is burning hot here, sort of whatever this is, whether fire energy, and I'm looking at, and you're looking at some with the Nine of Swords, anxiety. So it's almost as though there is this nagging. I'm getting this nagging sensation, this uncomfortable nagging sensation, and it's here. It feels as though there's this. I feel like there's almost this struggle to not get pulled down into that. There's this like heavy sort of being pulled down into that energy, and the fire ant, that gossiping, sort of that looking at people that support your constructive behavior, versus your imbalances. That's really something to consider this month. Like who are the people that are perhaps encouraging this sort of experience, this taxing, draining, absolutely like counterproductive behavior, experience, thoughts. I just heard self-esteem. So look at what's not bringing. There's something here that it feels heavy. That's weighing you down. That's kind of making it a little bit, sort of pulling you underwater a bit here. So the Son of Wands, the Four of Pentacles. So here I'm getting this. I'm getting some nerves around money matters as well. And it feels like, this feels like there is that feelings of lack could come up. And it's as though it's these feelings of lack, they're pulling you off center in ways that that are really it's a sense that there's this feeling of lack that's really hitting your sense of self-worth. And I also am hearing this experience around accomplishment and perhaps feeling less than accomplished. But there's this connection with accomplishment, feeling, and self-worth, and an over sort of like arcing feeling of lack. And with the devil reversed, and then the Six of Wands, I just heard communication. So, talk therapy. There is this I just heard, it's like this call for support. So perhaps around this lack, this sort of this balancing, this whatever it is, wherever you're sort of feeling this experience of not feeling centered or safe or secure. This is sort of leading me to guide you to get some support. Because I'm getting this feeling with the devil that it's almost as if you're putting this pressure on yourself, or that you have this expectation of yourself to be able to take care of something on your own, or just with less support than perhaps you need. So there's this, and this is, I feel like this is saying, reach out. And I'm getting this around, it feels for most of you like in the work environment perhaps, but there's this, I just heard conflict of interest, and also a conflict that needs some resolution and needs some resolving. And it's this card is asking you to sort of look ahead, look at the bigger picture. So those, whatever pettiness might be coming up, wherever that conflict is coming from in your life and in your relationships, there is some communication and sort of so you can pull out from that micro sort of that looking at it, and that just pulling out to see the big picture, so you can navigate your way through whatever these circumstances are, whatever these sticky, prickly circumstances are, in a way that truly benefits you and truly moves you forward and moves you closer to your goal, which is what the Son of Wands is saying. We have, again, more fire energy, but it's this, and a lot of this, there is this impulsive, fast-paced, done now energy with this Son of Wands. There's this ambition and this strong desire to climb and to see it all formulate the way you want to see it formulate fast right now, yesterday. And with the Son of Wands, looking directly at these three cards over here, it's almost like there's a lot of ambition, there's a lot of this energy, there's a lot of this manifestation energy that's alive, that's sort of this striving energy, looking, but it's almost like he's looking directly faced with directly these obstacles. These roadblocks, it can feel like, and some of them are just these roadblocks that are coming up inside, where you're like, oh my gosh, why does this keep happening? Why do I keep self-sabotaging, or why do I keep blocking myself, or blocking my progress, or self-esteem, or or disempowering thoughts and beliefs, I want to say very strongly, distracting thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. So why does that keep coming up? But also you're sort of seeing, you're facing these blocks, from outside of you as well. So there is sort of this like confrontational energy there. But what this is doing is it's just sort of laying out all of the things that you need to look at in order. It's not telling you no. It's saying, gotta go left. It's almost like cones in the road that you need to sort of in a strategic way navigate your way around. So you're actually not being shut down with these energies. You're being given direction forward. So sort of look at it, look at these when they come up, be like, oh, awesome. So this is a roadmap, and it, take a playful approach if you can to like, oh, awesome. So now I know I need to sort of like, work around this, and it's a guiding system for you. And then we have the chariot reversed, which I'm getting this, I heard biding time. This sense of it's almost time to really just push full steam ahead, but not quite yet. There's this receptive listening energy. So there's this strong receptive nature to the energy of this card for you, and it's so there's a listening that needs to be that you really want to tap into right now. And it feels almost like this card wants to flip right up. So it's right side up, and the chariot, when it's right side up, is focused, directed, like it fully in motion, mature and ripe, and it feels like you're almost there. But so this is just sort of patience and listen, be receptive, because the key here for you, the key to moving full steam ahead is really see what the universe is bringing you, because I'm seeing, that there is, there's a lot of synchronicity is so important right now, and to really honor that, listen to that, open to that, and help and allow that to sort of guide you forward during this time. And it's almost like this, like, oh yeah, like a little, want to go, like and I just heard hold your horses, so which is quite appropriate, but so you got to hold your horses around something a little bit. And then don't worry, you know that you can let the reins loose very, very soon. But it's just a little bit for right now. Just kind of hold your horses a little bit. And again, what I'm feeling, strongly here, and this came up when I was meditating on your sign, and also, I'm reminded of it just even looking at these cards. This reactionary nature that might come front and center. So be conscious of being responsive and not reactionary. So when you get those reactionary impulses, that like, oh, I want to just react. Let that be your cue to, let me just take a breath so I can strategically formulate a response. A plan. I can formulate a plan and strategy. I'm definitely looking at strategy and receptivity as big key key steps forward. So there's a lot of power in strategizing for you right now. A lot of power in strategizing. And problem solving. And so there's that very strong. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, September 15th through 30th. Whoa, okay. So we have the Father of Wands reversed, right next to the Tower reversed, right next to the Emperor reversed. And again, I'm getting this, it's a lot of fire, as you can see. And I'm getting this, it feels like a sudden shift, perhaps. Or it looks sudden, but it's almost like it was a long time coming, I'm hearing. And whatever this shakeup is, or whatever this disappointment, this letdown, or this, this change in your reality, and also with the lightning bolt, it could just be this, with this Uranian energy, sort of this thing that you have woken up to, that you can't unsee. So it's like something that you now know that you can't unknow. So something along those lines, or just a shakeup, or disappointment. And we also have the Five of Cups present. But whatever this is it does feel like almost as though whatever this circumstance or situation or experience is it feels like caught right in between, sandwiched in between the Empress and the Father of Wands. So yeah, and this feels a bit more specific, so it may just apply to fewer of you than the majority, but whatever this is it's it feels like whatever this was is it's kind of shifting your reality and your experience of your reality, and it's almost like, what's the way forward? What's the way? I just heard, how do I get over this? And strategy, and this is sort of saying, now's the time to navigate your way through this, and navigation. It's about finding the support you need. It's about being, especially during these hot times, to be responsive, not reactionary, and to approach, if you're sort of undergoing something like this, to approach this, the Empress speaks to nurture, and so to approach this in the most nurturing, compassionate way you can. And also I'm getting to not live too much in your emotions. And it's about how can you do your best to allow your wisdom and your intellect to truly support you here and move you forward, and not distract you and not drag you down and not pull you in directions that don't support you. But there is this there is definitely this need to sort of to build a strategy and then follow that. So in order to not get overly emotional. So we have the Five of Cups reversed here, and then we have the Five of Swords. And they're like mirroring each other. We have 5 and 5. And again, it's this, with 5, it can often represent some conflict or some little hiccups here. It feels as though, but with the Five of Cups reversed, there is this this logical nature to it. So it is sort of going from this state of resignation and disappointment to and feeling really emotional and heavy to compartmentalizing that experience a bit and approaching it from a more, with the swords, intellectual thought headspace approach. And finally, we have the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Cups. And the Seven of Wands, and this is sort of what you're moving into here towards the end of September. The Seven of Wands is this standalone energy. It's this like this beautiful wand that is just ignited. It's this, like, you know, spontaneous combustion, is that what it's called? And it's not leaning or relying on any of the other wands, on anyone else. So there is this independence. There is this, and it's almost like this rising to the challenge, and this it's alchemical. And I'm also hearing forgiveness. And forgiveness in itself is so alchemical. It just can transform us in ways that are really profound. But I do just feel that it's this strong standalone energy. And with wands, you know, it's our ambitions, it's our work, it's our drive, it's our passion. And so there is this surge of passion. And, you know, with the Seven of Wands, I do want to say it's important to be conscious of not burning at both ends. And because there is so much fire in the fire ant, you don't want to burn yourself out. So there is sort of is sort of looking to how can you stabilize and ground this this sort of high octane energy here. But with this Nine of Cups, it feels like there is this fulfillment. So we have this kind of rising, this rising into your own sense of authority, your own power, your own purpose. And there is this at the once you sort of have navigated your way through, there's this great fulfillment on the horizon here for you. And it's almost, I'm getting this image of like looking back and feeling really proud of how you moved your way through whatever these next couple weeks bring. So keep, you know, so keep going, and I know you have a lot of this is like bright, bright, bright energy coming up here for you. So it's really just right now about learning how to be, being responsive instead of reactive, to watch those defense mechanisms, to not burn out at both ends here. Again, because if it's getting hot, fire ant is saying, like, sometimes we can get a little too hot. And really navigating your way through. Again, the key for you is strategy, and getting support where support is a asking for help, and I think that this came up for another sign as well, but that's something that I think will really help move you forward. It's like, what is that saying? Teach a man how to fish. So he can catch his own dinner. So this is sort of the man who knows how to fish on his own. So he's actualized and capable. And with this feeling here, we were sort of getting the sense of, in certain areas, not feeling as capable as you'd like, not feeling as stable. And that's absolutely at the end of September here, the beginning of October. By October 1st, probably, there's absolutely, this is transformed. So this is sort of an absolute transformation of this feeling a little bit less sure, a little bit less capable than you'd like, and not as so actualized. And then this is totally actualized, totally knows, how it wants to express itself, how you want to express yourself. It's this energy of this fully embodied energy, and this standalone energy, this independent, strong, capable energy. So you have, and then let's really the major thing that could create setbacks for you over the next couple of weeks would be those thoughts and people and behaviors that create anxiety, that affirm your sense, your lack of of sense of self-worth or self-esteem, or those be aware of gossiping, be aware of people who are who could be negative or gossipy, because that'll really, or if you are that person, be conscious of that, because your energy, it'll drain you. It can take you off track. So as long as that's, put to the side, you can really do that, then just, it's about navigating your way forward, and you have a total, shift in how you experience yourself in relation to your world and your passions and your relationships. There is this coming of age energy with this, and also with the Chariot. So that's alive and well for you right now, this coming of age, in whatever it is that you're doing, and I do hope that that September so far is going really beautifully for you, and I love you. Please like, comment, subscribe. Your comments are so amazing, and I appreciate it so much. So do check out your rising sun or moon, if you can check them all out, because these are such general readings. It's helpful so you can piece everything together for yourself and use your intuition and get the most out of these readings. So, all right. Well, I love you. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful rest of the weekend and next couple of weeks. And I will see you at the beginning of October. I love you so much. Bye.